Ever get tired of powering your factories with interdimensionally teleported charcoal? I know I don't because it works really well, but it's not realistic. So let's use electricity instead. With a Crate Mod add-on, I can convert rotational power into electrical energy and send it long distances using cables before turning it back into rotational power. Of course, replacing boilers and charcoal will need a lot of electricity, so let's build a working power plant. The way we're going to do this is with a rotor. This rotor is a rather large block, and it goes in between a bunch of other blocks. You have to put these stators around the rotor, and once you've done that, you can supply rotational power to the rotor, and it's kind of similar to a flywheel. You want to give it a lot of rotational power, and you can see it's actually already generated electricity. We can... Whoa. The voltage on this is really high. Here's a voltmeter, 500 volts. What if we do this? It didn't increase it at all, but I don't know what the electrical output of it is. Oh, interesting. So this thing doesn't have any kind of setting. It just went from 0 and then it goes straight up to 500 volts. So maybe it changes the amount of energy it's outputting. So I'm noticing that this at 120 RPM, 500 volts, connected to an electric motor at 256 speed, it's generating 11,500 stress units. Man, even decreasing this doesn't seem to affect it. Okay, so this is actually not gradual at all. 71 RPM is the minimum speed, but it is not making enough power for this. And 73 RPM is the minimum needed to power this thing at 11,500 stress units at maximum speed, basically. So 73 RPM, and this is using 25,000 RPM at that speed. Yeah, so that is a 55% energy loss. Look at that. We're using 45,000 stress units right now at 129 RPM, but we're powering 3 of these things, each one of them generating 11,000. So at faster speeds, it actually seems to be more efficient. Also, I would have expected this voltage to blow them up by now. I'm surprised they haven't. At the maximum speed, this uses 90,000 stress units. It seems to be able to power 5 of these consistently. The 6th one was not working at the maximum speed. So then, look, we're kind of back down to the whole, like, 55% energy loss or close to that. 140 RPM, 49,000 units, generating probably 46,000. So this is almost 100% efficient. It's very close. So that's pretty good. But it will also blow up this stuff. I don't know why it's not blowing up the motors. So let's see what happens if I try to attach a cable here. Here, maximum speed. Uh-oh, not sending enough power through. I think this voltage meter is actually wrong. I think it's a lot higher than 500. So this debug electric block says that the voltage is 2,457. Now we're at 85 RPM, and if I moved it to 86, it blows up and it gets over 2,500. But then we move back, it's under 2,500. So I feel like there's something there. Yeah, we can see the voltage is now at 50, and it's now reading what's on the resistor. So see, we can move it up all the way to 250, and I can't even get it back to 500 with the resistor. Oh, now we seem to be working. It's not draining, it's running at the max speed at the max stress units. We're still doing fine here. Okay, so I don't know, it seems like 85 is the optimal speed to run this at. That's a lot of information, but now I have a handle on how electricity systems work moving it around. So let's determine how much stress we can get out of one of these boilers, or steam engines. I mean, because we're actually gonna have to use that to make the power. But it's gonna be fueled all from the oil refinery, from the gas and the diesel. And one gas and diesel lasts for 40 minutes in a blaze burner, so it does not use it quickly. It should not be a problem. In fact, that's why, well, I have a whole section of the refinery kind of dedicated to that. $130,000 stress units, but it's seeming like it can be a greater size. Can you make these 3x3? But hang on, is this gonna be a 3x3 like Giga Blaze burner thing? Oh my goodness, yeah it is, look at that, 300,000 stress units. Well, that is a big steam engine. Let's see, so 296,000 divided by 29,000. So this could power 10 rotors at the optimal speed, apparently, of 85 RPM. It could power 10 of those, and from what I understand, we can just stack these right next to each other. Yeah, it literally works exactly as how I imagined. So this is going to be the heart of the power plant. We can have several of these things. Uses fuel very slowly, so that's not going to be a problem. And we have infinite amounts of diesel and gas right next door. I did see some early release pictures for the next update or a coming update for the Simple Clouds mod, and it looks amazing. My only complaint from playing right now that it wasn't already in those pictures is just it rains a lot. There are not very long gaps between thunderstorms or rain of some kind, which means I often will just do this to make it go away faster so that it doesn't always ruin the recording because, well, you've all heard the story about YouTube compression and rain and particles in general. Hello, are you selling anything good? No? Okay, bye. I was on their Discord server and there's like distant horizon support, proper shader support. It's getting changed to fade in and out from what I saw, and look, this is just what I saw. I don't know if it's confirmed for sure or not, but it looks really, really good. I hardly ever see my favorite cloud type anymore either. It's those ones where it's like the big blobs with the dark undersides as well. Not those, those are good as well. But I miss those, that was nice. Either way, sun's out. Let's build something that looks really cool. This big spot here that I left blank on the map next to the oil refiner is where we're going to put a power plant. This is a power plant that I've seen in person before, just briefly from the highway while driving past it. And I think it'll look pretty good here. It's made out of materials and probably from a time period that fits with most of the other stuff that we're doing here. I mean, that's a little futuristic, but still. Besides, it's also the shape that would fit here, so let me grab some wool. So remember when I was building these yellow circles here a few minutes ago? Well, somehow I managed to make them perfectly spaced out the length that I wanted and also equal each time. I think it was like 11 or 13, something like that. I just happened to do that, you know. I don't know. You'd be surprised how often things like that happen when I'm building stuff. You know what's going to limit me most in here in terms of size and power generation and electrical output? It's not the boilers or fuel. No, it's going to be power lines. You see, I have left this empty because I don't know what the interface for sending the power out is going to look like, because I don't really know what the power lines are going to look like and how many of them I'll need to have and what configuration. So let's ditch everything in my inventory and get some electrical stuff back out. Yeah, it was basically like that, but now my question is, one power line can supply this much, but can it do more? I didn't try that. Let me get rid of this, and what happens if I do that? Ooh, it's doing just fine. What do you know? Does it have a limit? I don't actually know. You see, we don't have these split into high voltage, low voltage, any of these things. There's no transformers, no nothing. Nor do you get electrocuted when you run into this. It's not like immersive engineering. Isn't that right? That makes my job easier, doesn't it? Because I get to have one power line per rotor, maybe less, honestly. So let's start with a design that works well, that we can duplicate and put in as many we want. Here, look at this. I just added crate connected at the suggestion of somebody in relation to my car. I haven't yet discovered what parts of it would be useful for the car because I haven't taken the time to look, and it's kind of advanced-ish. But I did notice that we have fluid vessels, which are just sideways fluid tanks, and apparently they can be used for a boiler as well. Apparently they are a little bit less efficient. Like, this is a level 9 boiler, this is a level 9 boiler, this is making almost 150, and that's making almost 120. So that is less efficient, that's for sure. So this at max level takes way more of those blaze burners. And it only produces 240,000 versus this, which is 294,000. And you know what? because of that, we're gonna use it. It wouldn't be fitting if I didn't use only electric lights in my power plant. I mean, what are we making power for if not for lights? But it's just gonna look so nice having these light bulbs. And yeah, let's take a look at this as well. This is my steam turbine. Not so much. We've got these flywheels here, which are decorative, and then we've got 8 of the rotors. And now this thing, which is on this side. I'm glad I did it on this side because it creates this cool thing to look at instead of just all be hidden in the smokestack. But now we have this. We've got the boiler feeding directly into this, and it produces, well, it's almost an exact amount. You'll notice that we are over here within 1% of using all the power, which is a good thing. So I don't know if I'm going to have the resources to build 3 of those setups right now. That's a little questionable. I might have to only build 1, so it might be a separate schematic. But anyways, let's keep putting in the light bulbs. Oh, that was the hardest part. Trying to build some kind of transformer-looking electric station is not easy. And so we have 3 different ports, and it's 4 different wires coming out of each port. So it goes down to here, and I mean, this isn't doing anything. There's only a little bit of functional stuff here. So if I were to bring it just from this line, I could bring it to here, and then I could bring it to here. And if I stuck a light bulb, the light bulb would run fine. Then we'll replace this and we will get a connector right there. And look, I just saw the light turn on, and I will do a connector right here as well. And so that should be bringing power back to the plant because I knocked out the couple things that were here. I had a little generator there. We don't need that anymore. But man, this is taking a while. I need to get this going in survival right now before I run out of time. So let's go ahead, make a schematic of this so I can build it and stick it on Patreon in case you guys want to build it as well. And I'll make a separate schematic of the turbine so that I can just add those separately. Man, this is a big schematic. Good grief. I wonder what the material list is going to be. Not going to be pretty. I've got a huge schematic. It took forever to load, which means there's going to be a huge material list and a lot of lag when I load it in. Wow, I haven't had that before. Come on, game, why would you crash? It's not that much. I mean, I've loaded bigger schematics. What the heck? It looks like we are back. And let me position this quickly before I crash my game again. Okay, I got it. Let's get this out of here. 24 pages, right off the bat. 400 andesite sheet metal. 1,200 slabs, copycat slabs. Oh, this is gonna cost a lot of zinc. Oh, a creative generator. Well, we can't have that. I need a stack of stators, and I need 8 rotors. That's like the new big thing that I haven't made yet, which we'll start with, and I'll actually show. Because everything else is just stuff I've gotten before and boring. These are kind of crazy to make. I think it's not that expensive because it's, well, no, I mean, steel. I saved up a lot of steel ingots, so that's probably fine, but we have to make all these coil blocks. And then the stators, it's magnetic ingots. I don't know what to do with these because the way you made these was really glitchy. Like half the time it wouldn't work, and then it was really annoying. Like I couldn't even generate enough power to make it run with one motor. Honestly, I might not have enough nickel to do this or enough lead. I haven't mined very much of that. I should have plenty of plastic, but the other things, not so much. So I have 500 steel ingots in here. And it better be enough. And that should be 96 of these things. So here we go, 8 rotors. Yeah, so these things are the nightmare that I have been unable to power sufficiently. This is what's powering the stuff here, so let me just get rid of it. And I'll try to use it along with another one. I found out that 2 generators are able to successfully powered that stupid charger thing. So here we go. Here's the second generator. Did I get it right this time? Now, watch this. That will not drain while charging the ingot. So I have to make 3 stacks of those, by the way. This is why I said I don't think I'd have the materials to make more than 1 steam turbine setup. We are off to find some nickel and some lead, and I guess maybe some lithium. Good place to do this is by teleporting all the way to my offshore mining rigs, because these are well outside of the chunks that didn't have that stuff when they were generated. Ooh, look at this. This is lead right here. We don't even have to go very far underground. That's the stuff that we're looking for, among other things. That's what I'm talking about. That is a real cave. This stuff seems kind of uncommon, though. Certainly rarer than copper and iron. Ah, look at, this is what I need. This is nickel, the other thing. It seems to generate deeper than lead. So I got this much stuff. It might also be better if I fortuned it, because if I crush it, I have a 100% chance of receiving one and a 75% chance of receiving another one. But with fortune, I don't know, it's obviously not guaranteed to be more, but sometimes it can be 3, I think. So this might be better. Let's try. That's not too bad. Let's throw it into the smelter. Oh, wait a sec, guys. Hang on. I just remembered something. You can get lead, not nickel, but you can get lead from an ore stone, and I have some of it. Where did I put it? Ah, galena. There you go. Crushing this will give you lead, like if you crushed, I don't know, chromzite. All I have to do is throw this in here, and we will see some lead appear. Perfect. Oh, and it's 1-to-1. You'll love to see it. Well, we're not going to run out of lead. Hopefully, we don't run out of nickel. So I've secured the stuff that I need with another mining trip, unfortunately. But that should make me 2 stacks of resistors, and this will make me 2 stacks of capacitors, and this will make 1 stack of electric casings. Take a look at this. Too bad it's so expensive, because it kind of looks nice for building. Of course, I could always make the recipes easier if I really wanted to. Anyways, that is actually everything that I needed for my stack of stators. And now I just have to do it here. This was way more materials than I expected. I mean, because we've got the 4 things here. And I was filling them up kind of slowly. I'm like, oh, it's not going to be that many materials. And then there ended up being another 8 double chests of materials here. So way more than I expected. Everything here except for some amethyst was automated. Not really a problem to get, just tedious. But now that we have everything, let's turn on replay mod and build a power plant. These smokestacks are tall enough that you're actually somewhat above the storm fog, so everything gets a little bit brighter, and sometimes you're in the clouds, which is kind of cool. Short of having a really tall building or an airplane, that's the next best thing. So, this thing, we need to start it up. I don't know if I actually set it up in a very good way to do that. Oh, and I should get a mega torch, because there are too many mobs in here. Run away! The issue is trying to get these pumps started, both the pump here which brings in diesel and then these which bring in water. I have this powered by electricity, but I don't have any electricity. But I have these generators and I probably have an energy transmitter lying around somewhere. Let's steal the radar thing, which will shut down all the radar. There we go. So it should be bringing in diesel now. Well, no, is it not? Oh, these pipes are like super messed up. So look, diesel should be going into all of these now. Yeah, look, it already brought in really fast. So it's all heated like it's supposed to. I just need to bring in the water, and then I need to bring in the power just with a little line or something from over here. Here, it's actually working. I was able to power it enough from that. There, so it's gonna make me break and replace everything, which is kind of annoying the way that happens with the schematic. I've gone back, I've broken and replaced every one of those stupid things, so when I connect this up, we should see our light bulbs. And there, turn on. Yes, that is a light bulb. There we go. It turned on. We'll connect the other one. And now the electricity in this plant is being powered by the power plant. The first thing is working. It's pretty cool. Probably in the next video, I'm going to continue working on the electric grid and actually adding power lines everywhere, maybe more steam turbines in there. The great thing is that's going to complete most of the heavy industry on this world that I'm missing. Really, proper power generation in a centralized location with distribution is the last thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button down below. You can also find that PowerPoint on my Patreon if you want to get it for yourself. It's a lot of materials though. It took me a little while, and those rotors are expensive. Thanks for watching. I've been Sbeev. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.